In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to copy a sketch from one SolidWorks part and then paste it on to another SolidWorks part. We're also going to show you how to draw a little monitor stand box. We're going to use this spider as the sketch, and we'll have to scale it to a different size, change its size when we put it on the other part. And as you can see, it's already a sheet metal part that can be used to cut out a spider out of sheet metal. Now if we open up the sketch, you can see it's quite detailed. We're going to use this probably as the center point. We'll show you that later. But as you can see, it's quite detailed, and you probably wouldn't want to draw this again. So if we get out of the sketch, let's go ahead and start on that monitor stand. So we start a new part. I'm going to click on this part. You could use the part in tutorial if you want. And then we're going to pick a plane. So I'm going to pick the top plane. Click on Extruded Boss Base. We're going to make a rectangle. We're going to click on the line, hold down the Control key, and then click on the origin. And then we're going to click on midpoint. That's going to lock it into the midpoint on that line. We're going to dimension it at 11 inches by 8.625 because I happen to have some metal already in the workshop that's cut to that length. So we're going to do this so we don't have to cut anything. So now we've dimensioned it. Now we can extrude it. And we're going to make it go down the other way. So it's coming up now. We click there. We can make it go down there. It can be any way you want. I just happen to want the top of the part to be the top of my items. So we're going to click on the bottom. And we're going to set up a sketch there. We're going to draw two more rectangles. These are going to be our sides that come down, that support this monitor stand. I don't worry about making them the same size because I can click on one, hold down the Control key, click on the other, and hit collinear, and they're going to be the same. Then I can click here to here. It says I can't do that, so let's click on the lines. Click there and click there, and we'll make that 2 inches. So you don't always have to draw your items as the length of what the item is going to be. You can dimension it so how far the item is going to be off from one end. That's the thickness of the metal I happen to have out in the shop. I click on one line, hold down the Control key, click on the other, click equal. So now we have two equal sides, all dimensioned out, ready to be extruded. Click off the sketch. Make sure the sketch is highlighted. Click on Extruded Boss Base. We can click on the sketch if it's not highlighted. Click on Extruded Boss Base. We want them to come down 4 inches. I happen to have some metal out there that's already cut to 4 inches as well, so that's why I'm using that size. Now we're going to cut off these corners because this is going to go into a corner. So just kind of draw some lines. Now there's many different ways we can dimension this at 45 degrees. As you know, we can click here and here, and we can make it 45 degrees that way. So let's do the other side, and we're going to dimension it a little different, but we're going to end up with the same thing. Once again, in SolidWorks, there's many ways to do the same thing. I sound like a broken record on that, but it's true. That's what you got to remember. As long as you're getting the part, you're not doing it wrong. You might find a better way to do it later, but you're not doing it wrong right now. So what we're doing on that, we just made those sides equal. So by making those sides equal, we came up with the same 45 degrees. Click on the equal, right click, and click delete if you want to get rid of that. You can click there and there by holding down the control key and make those equal, and it will dimension them the same. Click on it, right click, click delete. That'll get rid of that equal if you don't want it. But it's just doing the same way. It's make them both 45 degrees using the 45-degree dimension. And there we go. This will slide into a corner if we need to. Now we're going to extrude cut up to the surface of the other side of the piece of plate. And there we go. Now you've seen all this in the earlier tutorials, so I'm kind of just going through this pretty fast. So we basically have our box. Now this isn't a true sheet metal part. I'm just showing you how to block it out. Okay, now we want to put some air vent holes on this. We could click on the right plane and use that as our sketch. But instead, let's click on this side over here. Be easier to see from. So let's click on there, click on right, click on that side, and then click on sketch. Now let's make a center line or a guide line. We're going to start on this side. We're going to touch the line to awaken that center area. We're going to draw one line, two lines, and then three lines. Now this one looks a little funky because the little square up there isn't directly in the center anymore, and that's because we'll show you here in a second, but no big deal if it won't. Let's just pull it back and then let's focus in closer and just push it over the line, and it connects. The reason is that from there to there is longer than the other side. So from there to there it goes all the way from the bottom to the top. This line over here goes from there down. So we're going to use that one because these pieces that we're going to weld on there are 4 inches, and so that's where I want my center, the holes to go from. Click on one line, hold down Control key, and click on the other, hit equal. And what that does is it makes this equal. So no matter where you pull those, they're going to be equal from each side, the front and back of that piece. And you can see it a little better when I put them on there. Let's dimension them, hold down the Control key, click equal. So when we dimension them, they'll always be the same when we change that dimension, if we change it. Now you can see it here. See how we can move them? And they move together. That's why we used 3 lines and made 2 of them equal. We're going to dimension that. Let's make it 3. All right. Now we can cut through this. And we're going to cut all the way to the other side. Don't worry about that stuff that popped up there. It's just a glitch. That's just a glitch. So we're going to extrude cut all the way through to this other side over here. So we're going to take it up to that surface. So we go up to surface and then click on the surface. And there you go. We've cut those holes all the way through. So we save the part again. I already pre-saved this when you didn't see it on the video. Now over here, let's look at these. Let's say we wanted to name those so we remember what that cut was. Click on it once, and then click on it again, and it'll allow you to change the name of that. So you don't have to use cut extrude number 2 or whatever. You can write cut side holes. You can write side holes. You can do whatever you want. I like to put the word cut or the word extrude in there depending on what items I'm using. I also did it with the sketch. As you can see here, I can change it. Clicked on it once and then I clicked on it again slowly, and I was able to change that if you want to. I just wanted you to see that because sometimes I have things written down there. Now if we go to the window, we can see we just have one part open, the monitor stand. Now since we're going to copy and paste, we need to open another part that has the sketch in it that we need. So we go to open, we find that Spider Marlin logo, which is just that sheet metal part. And there it is. You can see it's just, it has thickness to it, not very much, just enough. But we're more interested in the sketch. So we're going to go over here and right click and then click on Edit Sketch. And now we can see the whole thing. Lots of little things here. So we could kind of go all the way around and try and grasp this thing. But a better way is probably go up to Edit and hit Select All. And then we go back up to Edit and click Copy. No big deal, just like copy and paste normally. So now it's in our memory. We go to Window and we go back to Monitor Stand. We want to put it on top of the monitor stand, so we need to start a sketch up there. So I'm going to click on there and then start a sketch. Now we better put a little guideline in there so we know kind of where we want to put this item when we move it over. You'll see what's going to happen. So we click a little line on there and we'll dimension it. It's not really even going to connect to this. It just kind of gives us an area to come over and pull it to and then let go when we know it's close to where we want. You can always change that, and you can always move it, your sketch again afterwards. But that little point there is what we're kind of shooting for. It's not set in stone, but that's what we're going to go for. So now we paste it. Now don't click anything, don't touch anything. Make sure it stays highlighted blue like that. And if you screw it up, no big deal. Hit Select All and select that. But the reason you want to keep it blue is now you want to click on Move before you get out of that. And we'll click on this little point right there. And that's going to be our base point. You just have to watch this. So we click on that. It's going to kind of give us this little yellow dot. And we're going to take that over and we're going to put that on our other point. And we're just going to click there. And there it is. It's where we need it to be. I'm going to turn off the sketch. And then we're going to hit Extruded Cut. I like to cut it through before I start scaling it, just to kind of lock it in place. I'd also suggest right at this point, right here, before you start scaling, hit Save. I didn't in this tutorial, but this way, at least you can always go back to this point. So now we have that on there, but that's kind of small. We want this actually to be some vent holes so that some ventilation goes through there. So we can open up the sketch, and then this is where it kind of gets interesting. Once again, right click on the sketch, open up the sketch. Now we have everything in there, including our guideline. So we're going to go up there and we're going to hit Select All. But we don't want to scale our guideline. So hold down your Control key and just click on that guideline. And that'll turn unblue. Now it's going to put all this funky stuff on here. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. And if you don't like it, kind of click out somewhere if you aren't sure you did it right, and then try it again. So I think in this, I'm just going to try it again. It's still going to be there, but I just wanted to show you, just because it went there, you didn't do anything wrong. So once again, I hit Select All, hold down the Control key, clicked on my guideline just to make that not. Now we can go up to Tools, Sketch Tools, down to Scale. Click on Scale. It's going to want to scale about something. Pick something that's kind of in the center of it. It could be down here. You can kind of see there. That'd be fine. Doesn't matter where. In the center is the best, because then it's going to scale on both sides all the way around the same. So we want to make it 2.2 times bigger. And there you go. Now we have a nice big spider cutout of this piece of metal. I'm calling this sheet metal, but it's not bent sheet metal, it's welded metal, sheet metal. So the next part is we want to do some other things to it. So maybe let's put on, we'll close that spider thing. We'll delete this. And just like in all my videos, you think it's done, we're going to do it over. We're going to do it fast this time. Just so you can see it's no mystery, we're just going to do it fast. So let's show it again. We only have one item open. We need to open the item that we're going to copy the sketch from. We go to the Spider Martin logo, we open it. We open the sketch. We go up to Edit, Select All, Edit again, Copy. Go to the window with the monitor stand, click on where we want to put the sketch, make it normal to. This time we hit Cut Extrude right away. We make our guideline. not set in stone. You can always change it later. We're going to make it 4 inches just to give us an idea where we want to put this. Now we go to edit and paste. We don't click on anything. We go straight to tools, sketch tools, and then to scale. We're going to do scale this time out here. Before we move it, we click on somewhere kind of in the center, half and half, whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to make it 2.15 inches. There we go. So we scaled it first this time. Now we're going to move it. We hit select all, hit control key, clicked on our guideline. Everything's still highlighted blue. I'm just showing you that there's different places you can find the center thing. So we're going to do it again. We're going to go up here and hit select all. I'm doing things over and over so you can see you're not stuck if you like accidentally click a button and it turns dark blue again. Now we're going to move it. You've seen how to do that before. We need to make a base point. It can be any point. It can be there, it can be a leg off to the side. Just pick a point. But I like to do it on the center. And there we go. Now we're going to have it cut all the way through the other side. So if you don't understand, just watch the video over and over again. You'll see it. Nothing magical. You're basically copying a sketch and then you're pasting it. I accidentally moved that over there. No big deal. We just slide it back over there. It's really not even needed. Just kind of gave me an idea that I'm putting that sketch directly in the center of my part. And the reason I'm not locking this to any certain area is there's a lot of times you don't want it locked to a certain area. Like here, we're going to put on a smaller sketch of the spider. So we start a sketch. And we can paste it again. It's still in our memory, so it doesn't matter. We're going to go up here to sketch tools. Once again, we're going to scale it now. We're going to click in an area kind of half and half in the center. But we can click up here if we want. That's fine. It'll work the same. And then we're going to go 0.8. Yeah, let's make it smaller. 0.5. So now we have a little sketch, spider sketch. See how that time I just held down my mouse key and kind of pulled over the top of it to get it all highlighted blue? You can do it that way too. Now we're going to move it. So just to prove, we can click anywhere. I clicked over there because we're just going to kind of eyeball it. And once you have it where you want it, then click again. And then we're going to cut that. We could go up to surface, or just for the fun of it, let's go through all. As long as it's not cutting out more than you want. There you go. We went through all. So we basically did the same thing. Now we want it to go on the other side. So you can click on mirror. After we clicked on that cut extrude 5, which is the little spider. You can click on it later if you want. Now we're going to click the right plane because that's kind of halfway, or it is halfway. So the right plane, and there you go. Don't understand that? Watch it again. Now we can make this, use that same mirror thing, and we can make those two items mirror on down. So we click, well, we could click the front plane, but they're not going to show up that way. So we better start a plane. This is a good example. So I don't remember where planes are because I have mine on the side. So let's go look for them. Features. Let's go down here. Surface. Reference geometry. There you go. That's where you find it. Click on plane. Wait a second, and then this will come up. What's our first reference? Well, what are we going to reference off of? Let's reference off this front area. So it kind of created a plane right off that front edge. Now we want that to be kind of centered, so we're just going to eyeball this one. Once again, I'm going to show you, you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to know the exact measurements. It's just a spider, we don't really care. It's just up there to create some air vents. So we click on, you can see it goes one way or the other. We want it to go over here. So we go over 4 inches, 3 inches too much. So we click these arrows, just kind of, so we just kind of centered it between those two holes. And that looks pretty good. So we made that plane. Nothing fancy, but now we have a plane that's basically going to be kind of halfway in between on our part. Now we can do the mirror thing again. We just put the mirror, the previous mirror, and the part again in there. Clicked on the plane, and now it's mirroring from that plane. Now we went too far, no big deal. Go back and change your plane. Right click on it, click on it to edit it, and change the distance. It's going fast here, just go back and watch the video if you don't understand. Watch it over and over, you'll pick it up. There you go. So since it's mirrored, the spider's facing different ways, which maybe you want it that way. I kind of like it that way, but maybe you don't. If you want to hide that plane, just go up and click on it and click hide. So you might like it that way, but maybe you want all the spiders facing the same way. No problem. Let's just delete those bottom spiders. And we'll try it again. So maybe you like it that way, but maybe not. Maybe you want all the spiders facing up. So we can click on the mirror, hit delete. Click on the other. We're going to use that line. This time we're going to make a pattern. We don't need this plane, so we're going to click delete. We're just jumping into lots of stuff here so you know what's there. So we highlighted those and we're going to go to linear pattern. We're just going to make something in a line that's going to create a pattern. It's going to make more than one of it. So we're going to click on linear pattern, and what's kind of a direction? Which linear way is it going to go? We could click this edge, this edge, this edge, anywhere. It's just kind of like telling it which direction is it going to go. So it's either going to go that way, or you could click it. See, watch this little arrow there. It's going to go that way or that way. Well, we probably want it to go that way, but if we clicked on it, there's another way of changing it. So when we end up, we want it to go that way, and we want it to go down. We're just going to guess. We're going to want this thing to pattern down 4 inches. We're going to want it to pattern itself, and then one more time, because that's going to create the other pattern. We don't worry about that other blue box, because we're not going the other direction. So we pick our items we want to pattern. We want to pattern the first spider and the mirror of it. And there you go. Now maybe it's not far enough down. No problem. Right click on pattern, click on edit feature, and make that farther down that it patterns it. Still not far enough. You can click this way if you want to. We're just going by visual. We don't know any measurements. We're just having some fun here. That looks pretty good. Click on the green arrow. There you go. Now all the spiders are facing the same way. So we did the same thing with a mirror that had them face down and with some face up, and then we did the pattern. Now we could have done 100 of them there. We could have put 3 down by using a pattern of 3 and cutting the distance in half. So once again, we are going to go back and we're going to move that again. So even though we have this all patterned and everything, we can still move it. It's not set in stone. So I just changed the location of it. But the cool thing is it changed all of them. And there we have our little monitor. Now I actually made this, but I didn't cut the spiders out of it. Maybe I'll put a picture of the item, the finished item in here. Yeah, here's a picture of the finished item. As you can see, it has the holes in the side. I made them a little bit smaller. But it's basically the same item, just doesn't have the spiders on it. Okay, Watch it again over and over, and you'll learn.